Good evening and welcome to the Town of Tewksbury Zoning Board of Appeals. Today is December 19th, 2024, and I'd like to call the meeting to order. First on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from November 21st, 2024.
Move the approve the meetings from 2011-24.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Okay, on to the hearings. First on the agenda is Soldier On, care of Rick Reed on behalf of 911 East LLC for a variance under section 5.3.1, E5 of the Tewksbury zoning bylaw for relief from the maximum allowed height of a flagpole in order to install a 30-foot flagpole as shown on plans filed with the board. Said property is located at 1660 Main Street, Assessors Map 73, Lot 40, zoned mixed-use business. This one was requested to be continued to 1/30/25. Somebody like to make a motion?
So it says on behalf of 911 East, but that's us, which is the next hearing.
Correct.
So I think that when it says like Soldier On representing.
Soldier On, care of Rick Reed on behalf of 911
So they're
East.
not on behalf of 911 East.
They're not.
That's us, yeah. So that, we have nothing to do with the flagpole. So I think that was just a typo or, because if you look at the next hearing where it says.
Correct.
Yeah, so.
Correct.
The flagpole one's not us.
All right, let me just look at the paperwork. Give me 1 second.
How do you get right over?
No, that's not us. No, but they
Doesn't
said
drag over.
put off, yeah.
I'm not sure. You have to go down
We
here
have
on
nothing
this
to do
road.
with it, yeah.
That 911 East part looks like
No.
it was just a paste in on
No,
accident
we're-
Yeah, it was an
for
accident.
that first part.
Yep,
So that's, you still want to make a
that's
motion?
correct. We'll make a motion and we'll remove, when we read it, that it's not part of the on behalf of. We won't say that. Care of Rick Reed, we'll leave it there. And leave out the on behalf of. Okay, so when somebody makes a motion, could you make a motion just to approve to move it over to next month on behalf of just Soldier On, care of Rick Reed? And strike on behalf of 911 East LLC for the first one? So whoever makes.
All right, I'll make a motion to
Continue.
approve the continuation to 1/30/25 on the Soldier On Rick Reed. For variance under section 5.3.1, E5 of the Tewksbury zoning bylaw for relief from the maximum allowed height of a flagpole in order to install a 30-foot flagpole as shown on the plans filed with the board. Said property is located at 1660 Main Street, Assessors Map 73, Lot 40, zone mixed-use business, and this, again, applicant requesting to continue it to 1/30/25.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to Asphalt Services on behalf of 911 East LLC for a variance under section 5.3.4 of the Tewksbury zoning bylaw for rear and side yard setbacks to construct a 6,875-foot three-bay garage with offices as shown on plans filed with the board. Said property is located at 911 East Street, Assessors Map 102, Lot 52, zoned Industrial 1. Those speaking, please come up, have a seat, name and...
Seat or stand?
Seat, please. Name and address for the board, please.
Good evening. My name's Malcolm Houck, H-O-U-C-K, and I'm an attorney with offices at 7 Wynn Street in Woburn.
Great.
And I'm here representing, actually, it's Asphalt Services, Inc. The property owner will be 911 East Street LLC. Simply the peculiarity of the exchange of title. As everybody wants to use an LLC, I guess.
Yes, so. So could you talk a little bit on what's happening?
As you can see, we've got a actual and functional hardship here due to the configuration, the very peculiar configuration of the lot. I was going to characterize it this evening as a triangular lot. It's more like a dagger. It seems to me to have been a remnant of larger parcels or parcels put together to make this configuration. And what we have is a need for a variance from the rear yard setback so we could move the proposed building closer to the Boston and Lowell, Boston and Maine MBTA railroad right-of-way.
Okay.
If it were, and our side yard setback has to be 60 feet. I don't know if I misapplied and represented that we needed a side yard setback, but with the 60-foot setback, we're required to observe that because there are two power line easements that break back to the 1930s. So we have to observe a clearance for them and to move the building to the required 25-foot rear yard setback and still maintain the 60-foot setback required by the easement would make a large part of the parcel and virtually unusable. So my presentation is that, yes, indeed, there are special conditions here relating to the size and the configuration of the lot. And this is a well-developed Industrial 1 area. And from what I could see from the other maps and the aerials, that this lot is relatively unique in shape, and it's absolutely unique in shape. And with the other lots in the immediate neighborhood area and in the industrial zone, granted, this variance would not, using the magic words of case law, would not derogate from the intent of the zoning bylaw requiring a 25-foot rear yard setback. And I also make note of the fact that in the title, we find that there were two earlier variances in 1984 and 1985, but it seemed to apply only to the fuel filling station, which has now been demolished and discontinued. So I believe that the board is well within its rights to find well within its franchise to find that there's a uniqueness to this lot, and the uniqueness itself represents that hardship that would merit the grant of the variance from the rear yard setback. I don't believe that the neighborhood itself, as partially defined by the railroad right-of-way, would be in any way affected either. What's proposed here is a contractor yard with the variance in hand. If this board seems fit to grant it, we will proceed for a permit from the planning board. But
Is the back of the building facing the railroad?
back of the building's up to
Is
the
that-
rear. Yeah.
It's the railroad's behind it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
not facing, I meant to say
No.
behind it,
It's
sorry.
facing the street,
Yeah,
facing East Street, and
the railroad's directly behind it,
the railroad's directly behind it.
10 feet?
The other reason we need that rear yard setback variance is, you can see on the plan, there's the proposed landscape storage bins. The Asphalt Services is in the asphalt paving business. And although they process no asphalt products in the plant, they don't recycle them. They don't do any mining, excavation, digging, or that sort. But counterpart and preliminary to a repaving, they often acquire a quantity of broken up asphalt from a parking lot or a traveled way that they bring back to the yard and then export it as rapidly as possible. The bins are open bins, and in the past, Asphalt Services has enclosed them in canopies, so there's not any dust or debris blowing around, but those are emptied on a regular basis. The only other landscaping materials, quote-unquote, would be gravel, roller pack, and so forth that's used in preparation for a paving job, for the application of the asphalt. And those also, we'd like to have it in conformity with that, that proposed 10-foot rear yard setback. Mr. Baldessari, the operator of Asphalt Services, is here along with Paul. If you have any particular questions about,
Do you submit the plans of what it's going to look like?
we don't have
You
the
don't know.
we don't have the elevation plans yet. A little premature without the variance to know where the building can be, where the footprint can be sited. Those will be obviously presented to the planning board as per their requirements. As I said, it's largely a garage for maintenance.
Right.
20 registered vehicles that Asphalt Services employs, and it's not to be used for repair for hire, only Asphalt Services vehicles.
Are you also looking for a variance from 5.3.4A? That's what's in your denial letter.
And I don't know, Paul, what did the building inspector say when he denied?
It says a variance from us, section 5.3.4A, industrial district dimensional requirements, where lots abut the R40 district, the minimum side and rear setback shall be 100 feet.
Yes. Pardon?
It's the whole circumference.
The whole, yes, down the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the street side.
Easterly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just want to see what was written in the request.
I see the rear setback, but I don't see the side.
Denial letter.
Yeah, but not
but
in
when-
their application.
Here, look.
For variance under 3.4 only.
So here's the side yard setback. 25 feet, which he's inside of it. But the rear, here's your rear, and he's 10 feet over. I don't know, so I don't know what that second one is for.
I lost that page.
You can use mine if you
I
want.
lost that whole,
Let's see.
there it is.
It's all the same, right?
Page you on, 17, 16.
This one down, this one down.
17.
Might have to move it. It's a big blueprint. This is the issue with the digital.
Of course it is.
What's over here?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it would be all of this.
So I see the,
Yeah.
rear yard.
No, but what
I see the rear yard
activities
setback,
over
but I
there?
don't
Is
see
that
the
another
second
industrial?
one.
That's the truck company that
Oh,
buys
That's the
trucks
truck,
off of.
that's the truck company?
Yeah,
And there's,
So in your denial letter, it clearly states two different requirements. So your request should read them both. But I only see one.
So requested.
So I think when we approve this, we need to include it as part of the approval, when we read it off, whether we approve or deny, but
we're not, what is it, the side setback?
No, no,
it,
no.
we need to, if you look at the denial letter,
Yeah.
there are two variances.
Yeah.
So we need to include that as well.
But what is that second one for?
R40 district, it's not, there's not 100 feet. For the rear, minimum side and rear setbacks. Should be 100. It's
This
not.
is the
This is the same property, we just
Power
put
lines.
self-storage.
It sounds so familiar.
30.
We just
Nearby.
accepted this.
No, this one.
Yeah.
They just bought it in October.
Is it this one?
Yeah. It's the same property.
Yeah, you just bought that, right, in October?
Yes.
It was before us, that's what we're talking about. It was here for self-storage,
Yeah.
So they're doing the same thing.
and I believe they had the,
Right,
probably the same issue.
the same
Yeah.
thing. We did the same thing.
Yeah, I thought that was already done.
No, it's a garage though, not storage,
Do you mind if I take a look at the bigger blueprint?
not self-storage.
Yeah.
In the paperwork.
File copies.
Thank you so much. So this is the three-car.
That's it, this is the street garage,
Here's your setback.
right? And here are the bins for the broken asphalt or road pack, whatever. This is actually a power line easement is right along here. Okay, goes back to the 1930s.
This is a railroad.
Right. And of course, done simply by narrative, no plan, it's just a 1930, 32
Yeah.
easement.
Thank you very much.
Prior owner running with the land.
So to save them another trip for another meeting, we'll add that to the,
Thank you.
On the backside, you're gonna be 10 feet away from your property line.
That's correct.
How far are you away from the railroad tracks?
The railroad track, as far as I can see, is an old-fashioned 19th century Commonwealth of Massachusetts 5-rod right-of-way. Exactly where the tracks are located within the right-of-way, I can't say, but probably right down the center. So 5 rods times 16 and a half feet, that'd be the width of the, right-of-way, and they're right in the middle. I think it's only one track up there. It's the same track.
Yes.
Yeah,
About 50, I think 50 or 75 feet.
yeah.
The only issue that I have is the fire safety, but I'm sure that that'll be covered in another meeting somewhere. I know they have a requirement to get to the back of the building.
Yes.
yeah, that's through the board of planning board, right?
What did you say you had to go to the planning board for? If you get through us,
It's site plan.
site plan?
So the center line of the railroad track would be about 50 feet away.
Okay, thank you.
My cell phone says it would be 51.25 feet away.
Can't argue with the cell phone.
Can't argue with 5 rods either.
And your nearest R40 property is across the street, isn't it?
I believe so. The other side of the street, residence?
Planning board?
Residential.
Residential, it's up the street on the other side of the tracks a little bit.
No residential there, so.
Yeah.
They're in the commercial area, near Market Basket, all that stuff.
So why, there we go, why in the denial letter
Did he put that?
did he put that?
Said it's not even 100 feet, but
Yeah, next to the property is a truck company.
Yeah, it's back-
Across the
back-
street is
back
like
there.
office and industrial and other stuff. But then if you go over the railroad tracks, if you're going away from Andover, going close more into Tewksbury, once you go over the tracks, then up there, there's residential.
is that
Go
100 feet?
right, go right behind you,
Has to move.
go
Yeah,
right behind
just
you,
right behind.
over the railroad tracks.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Residential,
behind there, I'm not sure.
Behind.
So there, that's why.
that's why. Across the railroad tracks. Okay, at least we know why it's there. This aerial view, is that from another location you have now, showing us the bins?
The aerial view on the larger plan.
There's no residential behind the railroad tracks. I'm looking at the Google map right now.
I'm looking at the,
I can show you.
The bins
oh, crap.
are right up against the rear setback that we're requesting.
Here's what
That's the property.
Here's what I'm looking
There's the
at.
tracks.
here's what I'm looking at. That's you?
Yeah,
What's that?
that's this. Like an industrial manufacturing building or
The
something.
market basket.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
market
if you
basket.
come this way a little bit, you should see housing. Oh, no.
Nope.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. So the only house is, if you go past our property,
Could've
so it's
made a
all still
mistake.
industrial here, you go over the tracks, go
And then-
past Market Basket.
and then turn
And
left.
then there's your first right
Yeah,
there.
and then
So
up
that's.
here.
Is that 100 feet?
62,
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
past the
100.
market basket.
yeah.
It's way down there.
That should be well over 100 feet. Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
500.
Actually, I can give
So
you.
how would you put that in there?
If we need that, if we need that variance to address the technicality of the denial letter.
Right. Yes, no, understood. I'm just trying to understand why he would add it.
We gratefully accept it.
All right, so back to my question, the overhead view. Was that are you trying to show us the open bins from a granite company?
No,
What are you trying to show us on this overhead view?
That's circled. Is that where the lot's going, where it's circled?
the bins that we propose are here, they're not there, they're not yet built.
Is that the location they're putting it?
I understand, I'm just trying to figure out why.
What this is?
This would be the building entrance here, and these would these would
I saw that.
bins.
Why is that in your application? What are you showing me?
That's where the power lines, that's the power line easement.
That's the power line.
That's the power line easement, those we have nothing to do with.
Okay.
And just, I did a quick measurement off the thing we use to measure parking lots. That house is about 660 feet.
660 feet? Okay.
Let's not worry about that.
Okay,
We're
thank you.
still-
You gotta get back on mic.
Thank you.
Please.
All right.
All right, so this is showing me a power line easement on the property the way it is now.
That's correct.
Okay, gotcha.
And the way, due to the fact that there's an easement running with the land, it will be unchanged.
Understood.
But because of that easement, we can't move the building closer to that boundary.
Right.
And then slide it forward to have the building footprint in compliance with the rear yard setback that exists now.
Okay.
Do we want to close both parts of the hearing?
No, we haven't even opened it. All right. Do you guys have any other questions?
No.
All right, since it is an open public hearing, if anybody has anything they want to add, please go up to the podium. Okay, somebody want to make a motion?
Can we do it together? Can you do it both together, or do you have to do them separate?
Do both together?
Again.
You gotta close both parts of the hearing.
Yeah.
I'll move to close both parts of the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
All right, the ones voting on this tonight are you three gentlemen.
All right, so I would like to make a motion to approve a variance from the Tewksbury zoning bylaw under section 5.3.4 for rear setbacks and 5.3.4.a.
Right.
where lots about a R40 district, the minimum side and rear setback shall be 100 feet. To construct a 3-bay garage with offices as shown on plans filed with this board. Said property is located at 911 East Street, Assessors Map 102, Lot 52, Zoned Industrial 1.
Somebody want a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Approved.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
Okay, next item on the agenda is, nothing. So, our next meeting will be held January 30th, 2025, so happy holidays and happy new year, everyone.
Thank you.
Somebody want to call, the meeting to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ready to say? Thank you.